Okay, so our description is to branch office, and let's go shut. Okay, the interface is now up. All right, so if I end env save, you can do copy, run, start, or you can type wr, whichever one your preference is. So now I want to show run. We have a host name, IP. We have our interface G000 with a description of two branch office, IP address of 209.165.200.225.525.255.255.2 slash 30 subnet mask, interface G010. Description is to corp office. I just had to fix that to two. I fixed this. So now we have IP address 209.165.100.225.525.255.252. All right, and then we have BGP, neighbor 209.165.100.1, which is the corporate office. Remote autonomous number is 100. Neighbor 209.165.200.1, which is the um, branch office. Autonomous number of 300. Network is 209.165.100.0. Mask is 252 slash 30. 200.0. Mask is also 30. And what I want to do is I want to set up the line VTY so that we can SSH into this. And I know for SSH, in order to do that, you have to first you have to set a domain name. So I will say IP domain name, and I will give this isp.local, isp.local, and I will also say crypto key. So one thing you need to do is set the domain name. Next thing is to change the host name. That's changed. And lastly, we need to set a crypto key. So crypto key generate RSA, and I will make that 1024. All right. So now we can go to our line VTY 024, and see SSH has been enabled. Line VTY 0 to 4, and we can set transport input SSH. We also can also say login local, which means we have to create a local account. And then we'll add a few things like executive timeout, exact timeout, which means that if the person hasn't used this in so long or hasn't typed anything, it should time out. So I'll give it 5 minutes and 10 seconds. And then logging synchronous, meaning that if there are any pop-ups that keep coming, any log messages, it should just not stop me from continuing to type a message. It shouldn't interrupt the main command line. So that is that. Another thing is we need an enable secret. Enable secret. I need to do this in conf. I typed end conf enable secret 0 for the maximum encryption, and I will say Cisco for the enable secret. And for username, username is going to be Goku, and privilege is 15, and then secret 0. So I'm choosing 0 because when I choose 0, it's going to use the maximum level of encryption that this device has available. So specifies an unencrypted secret will follow, but it's not really unencrypted. So I use 0. And then I will say this is going to, so I use Cisco for the enable password. I'll use uh, Cisco for this as well. So Cisco. All right. So I have an enable password. I have a username of Goku, who has top privileges. And I have set the line VTY password, set it to SSH, enabled SSH. Let me save and show run. When I show run, I have an enable secret over there. I have the domain name, isp.local, IP configuration, line VTY04. All right, so that's essentially we should be done here. We have BGP set up. We have 8 interfaces with an IP address, the bare minimum of what we need. So I'm going to exit here. I will close this terminal. And now I will go to. So if you're working with this router and your interfaces are down, it's because on the branch side there's nothing connected, and on the corporate side, I believe there's nothing connected as well. Either that or the interfaces are shut down. So we need to go. Let's go to the corporate side, and So I hit the back arrow. I'm on a floor plan. I'm going to hit the back arrow again. I'm going to go to corporate office, and I will go into the main wiring closet and configure this router, this R1 here. Yeah, R1. So click on the laptop, go to terminal, click OK, and we have router. So enable conft hostname is going to be R1. Do show IP interface brief. Now I know I'm using the G00. How do I know that? If I close this, I scroll up, zoom in. I plugged in that SFP into this here, this available slot, that single mode SFP that this router can handle. I have my console cable here, and so that goes down to the laptop. And this SFP, if I hover over it, is in G00. Now, if let's see, click on this, go to physical, and zoom in, G00 is shared between a copper interface, RJ45, and a single mode fiber interface. So I should be able to change the media type between this one and that one. Unlike this, which is only one gigabit Ethernet 001, this can be either or, either fiber or copper. So we need to specify that we want to use fiber, or else this may have problems where one side, our ISP side, shows shut down and things are not working properly. So let's do that now. So I'm going to go to our interface G00, and I'm going to now if I say do show interface G00, you'll see media type is RJ45. We need to change that media type while we're in an interface. So I'm in interface G000. Media type, if I hit question mark, it says, do you want to use an SFP or RJ45? Okay, I want to use an SFP, small form factor portable. If I press enter, it says changing media type to SFP. All right, awesome. So now I can set the IP address to 209.165.200 100.1. 255.255.255.252. No shut. Oh, look at that. Change state to up. All right. If I do ping 209.209.165.100.2, ping the other side, the ISP side. Hey, we have success. Okay. So now I will give it a description to ISP. That's the description. Nothing further. Now let me router BGP. This is 100. Okay, and we want to say neighbor 209.165.100.2. Remote AS is 200. And there we have it. We have a neighbor adjacency. Okay, what else? We want a network of 209.165.100.0 our mask is 255.255.255.252. It's a /30. Okay, now we're sharing this network. What else do I need to set? I'm going to, similarly, I will say, I want to enable SSH, so I will, our name is changed, the device name is changed. I need to set a domain name, so IP domain name. Okay, IP domain name, and I will say USA.com. Making things up at this point. USA.com. You name it, whatever you want. Crypto key generate RSA enter 2024 level of encryption. And what's next? We want enable secret 0. Our secret is going to be Cisco username Goku. We'll stick with Goku. Username Goku. Privilege is going to be 15. Secret will be, say, 0. Secret level, specify that it should use the highest level of encryption. And then we are going to say Cisco for the secret password. Yeah. And now I can go into line BTY 0 to 4, transport, input, SSH, exec, timeout is 5 minutes, 10 seconds. Logging is logging synchronous, and then login local. Okay, so that should take care of that. Now I'm going to save and show IP interface brief. I know I have a neighbor adjacency with BGP, so show IP BGP summary, and there it is. I have a neighbor of 209.165.100.2, and autonomous number is 200, and some extra detail. I can say show IP BGP neighbors. I have some neighbor information. BGP neighbor 209.165.100.2, remote AS is 200. The BGP version is 4. Remote router ID is 209.165.100.2 because I didn't specify a router ID, so it elected one for me because this is what exactly the neighbor is. Hold time is 180. Keep alive is 60. And some other useful information, but I'm not going to spend too much time on this because this is not focused on BGP. Okay, so this side is done. Now let me see if I can SSH into that 209.165.100.2, and password is Cisco. Where did I set the password? It's good to remember your passwords, people. No. What was Goku's password? Anybody remember? Well, at least we know we can connect. If only I remembered my password. That would be helpful. Oh, there it is. I was just typing it incorrectly. It is. Oh, no. I'm still on R1. I typed it incorrectly. Okay. Well, maybe I'll change it at some point. But for now, I'm moving on. All right. So R1 and this side is configured. The router is configured. It's connected to our fiber patch panel going to the ISP. We ping the ISP. We had success. BGP is set up. Now let's go to our corporate office, our branch office, and set that up. So left click on branch office, left click on wiring closet. I'm going to move a little quick here. I will get the fiber connection, plug it into the SFP, plug it into our jack, and we need a table because we want to bring our handy dandy, fancy, awesome laptop. And we will need a console cable to console into this device. So RS-232. Go over here. Where's the console port? Don't see it. Inspect front. Here's the console port. Is it on the front? Oh yes, it is on the front. It's down here. Console port. Oh, I didn't plug it into the laptop. Let me try again. There we go. Now I'm plugged in. All right, so I'm plugged into this um, router, and I'm going to give the router a name. I want to label it. So router is going to be. This is just a label on it. This is going to be R3, and this is called patch panel. Let's say copper. Yeah. This is going to be branch copper patch, and same thing for this, but it will be branch fiber patch, and then maybe branch power distribution. Look at that, better already. And this is let's say this is switch switch 2. W2. These are just labels. They have no real functionality, but they're good to kind of take a quick glance at things and see what's going on with them. So going down to the laptop, I want to configure that router R3. I will go to my desktop, go to terminal, click OK, and expand this window a bit. Now we've done this at least 2 times, so I'm moving a little quicker. Let's see, conft hostname. Hostname is R3, and interface. So do show IP interface brief. We know one thing is we're using G00 because that's shared between the RJ45 and copper. I do show interface G000. Do show interface G00. I know the media type is RJ45. I want to change that to interface G00 to the SFP. So media type is SFP. Let's change IP address. IP address is 209.165.200.1.255.255.255.252. Press enter. Description is to ISP and no shot. All right, exit. Let me see if I can ping. Do ping 209.165.200.2. This is 1. Ooh, please work. Nothing. Did I turn on that interface on the other side? It changed state to down when I turned. So I no shut it and it immediately changed state to down. I will investigate. In the meantime, let me just get BGP out of the way, and then we'll go from there. So router BGP. This is going to be 300. All right. Ooh, get some errors here. Router BGP 300 neighbor is going to be 209.165.200.2, and the remote AS is 200. The network is 209.165.200.0. Mask is 255.255.255.252. All right. BGP is configured. Exit. And we're going to enable SSH. So IP domain name is what did I say? USA.com. Crypto key generate RSA 2024 username is Goku, privilege is 15, secret 0 is going to be Cisco. Yeah, I did use Cisco. Oh well. Let's keep going. What else? Enable secret. It's 0 is going to be Cisco, and line VTY 0 to 4. Transport input SSH. Exact time out 5:10. Logging synchronous. Login local. Do I have any other options? So local password checking. Login local. Okay. Not using AAA. So this is that. Let me save and let me find out and make sure I have my physical connections correctly. So scroll up. I have a physical connection in here, go into here, and this is going to ISP fiber patch panel 1, punch down 2. That's the source. Oh, so that's there. That's the source, and the source is coming here to patch this patch panel. Okay, so I know shut this. I know that. Let me double check. But I remember turning it on. So show IP interface brief. Okay, so this is on, and that is the interface. And if I say show interface G00, media type is the SFP. Okay, so this is configured correctly. Show run, enable secret, host name is R3, domain name USA.com, IP address set, description is to ISP, BGP is 300, neighbor is the 2, which is on the other side, and network is the 200 network /30, line VTY is set up, save. Okay, now let's go back. I want to see what's going on the ISP side. Left click on the ISP, main wiring closet, and I will use the console in this laptop because I don't know my SSH username and password. So enable Cisco, enable password, and it says change. Okay, so we have the adjacency on the one side. So show IP interface brief. The 200.2, it's saying it's up. So if I ping 209.165.200.1, oh, it's pinging now. It's up. What a surprise. How did that happen? Let me go take a look. Let me look at this. In fact, why am I actually driving all the way to Alaska? Not true. But this site, when I can just SSH into that device to verify. So let me do that. So SSH-L Goku will be 192.165.200.1. Password is Cisco. CISCO. Yes, we're in R3. So yes, we're there. We have BGP, neighbor relationships going on. So if I say show BGP, show IP BGP neighbor, nothing's happening. Why? I'm frozen. Okay, there we go. Okay, our neighbor is the 2, which is the ISP router. Autonomous number is 200. All right, so we have neighbor relationships going on. Show BGP. And we have preferences, path preferences, going to the 100, and going to the 200, 209.165, 200.2. All right, very cool. So let's exit here, and let's exit here. Let me fix this. the username. I don't know what I did wrong. Let me actually take a look at my line VTUI. So login local, login synchronous, transport input SSH. IP domain name is isp.local, and this is probably my issue. So let me take care of that. Do I have an enable password? Enable secret. It looks awfully similar to this here, doesn't it? $ER5. So then why wasn't it working? They have the same exact password. Let me go try it again. All right, let me go back to one of the corporate office, and I will use my console connection. Not here. Oh, actually, I can do it from here. SSH dash. Oh no, the laptop's not on the network, so it won't work. Terminal. Click OK. Enable. SSH dash L. Goku. And 209.165.100.2. CISCO. Oh, look at that. We're in. I was just doing something wrong. Very wrong. What was I doing? Oh, I typed Goku incorrectly. I typed Goki. Well, check your spelling, people. Oh, by people, I mean me. I should check my spelling. Okay. All right. So we're configured. BGP is configured. IP addresses are assigned. And please hit that like button to support this video and more to come. And if you want to see more videos, please subscribe. And thank you. Smash that like button for that YouTube algorithm. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. All right, so let's keep going. We need to. I will connect the switch to the copper patch panel. So this will be, change the label to switch 1. And say copper straight through, I will plug it into G101, going to jack 1. Now this is not patched in. It's just going to the switch, no patch. The moment it gets patched in, whatever device is on that side is going to turn on. It's going to light up. So I will go back to the main floor plan, and I'm going to place a device right in this room. I'll place a laptop. This is going to be, the IT tech area, and we need a wall jack because people need wall jacks. So go to connections, go to structure cabling, and we need a copper wall mount. Place it against the wall because that's where it typically goes. And we need to wire that copper wall mount. So we need to go to connections and get a copper straight through cable. We need to punch this down. Don't put it in a jack. It's not going to the front. You're not plugging this into your laptop or computer. It's in the wall and it needs to be punched down. I remember I said, if you want to see how this is done, you can search it on YouTube. There are many videos. I might put something in the description. But first, click punch down, and then on the wall mount, then I chose jack 1. So on the wall mount side, and when I go to rack, I go to patch panel, not the fiber patch panel, just the other one, the copper patch panel. I will also put this in punch down 1. It relates to jack 1, wherever that is. So punch, it's being used. I plug something into jack 1, so you see it's no longer available. So punch down 1. Now, if I plug this PC into punch down 1 or jack 1 on this wall mount, by going to copper straight through, left click on the wall mount, see, it's grayed out. It means it's something's plugged into the back. It's wired. I go to jack 1, plug this into the PC, and we should get lights like a Christmas tree. There's green. Okay, so that's plugged into that switch. Now I will give this an IP address. So go to desktop, give this an IP address of, what are we going to use internally? I didn't even think about that. We will use 192.168.10.100 for this PC. and 192.168.10.1 for our default gateway. So we have to go back to the router and set our default gateway. So let's ping nothing because we can't, the router doesn't have an internal interface yet. So let me close this, go to main wiring closet, and we will also plug the router into this switch. I would prefer the router be in the first port, so I'm going to move this to another port. I take this out, take this cable out, so I'm going to delete this. And when I do, let's go look at that PC. The red light, it's off. All right, back into the main wiring closet. I will plug the PC, copper straight through, same jack on the patch panel, but this time I will use interface 2. Plug it into interface 2. And I will plug the router. The router doesn't need to go in the patch panel. The router can just get a copper straight through, go to interface G. So don't plug it into G00 because remember, these two share, and the SFP and the copper RJ45 share the same interface, and we switched it media type to SFP. So although this looks empty, don't use that. Use the G001 interface, and I will plug that into the switch. All right. Our cabling is looking mighty messy here. I'll show you how to arrange that and make it look neat in a moment. But for now, I just want you to see it, how things are interconnecting. So we have to go back to our router and configure the default gateway. So terminal, click OK, press enter, conf T. I should probably say get rid of this domain server message. So to do that, we say no IP domain lookup. That way we'll keep getting those DNS lookups. All right, now do show IP interface brief. We want to use, let me expand this. We want to use the G0, this interface, Gigabit Ethernet 001. So interface G001 IP address. 192.168.10.1 255.255.255.0/24. No shutdown. And then I'm going to do ping 192.168.10.100 our PC, and we should get a response, hopefully. Well, that did not go as I imagined. 192.168.10.1 interfaces. Is the interface up? Show IP interface brief. And show IP interface brief. 192.168.10.1/20. Oh, it's down. Why is it down? Protocol's down. Why is it down? Let's let me explore this thing. Oh, well, of course it's not going to turn on. Surprisingly, the PC had a green light and packet tracer glitch. Take a look at this. PC has a green light, but this switch doesn't have power. So let's give this power. And maybe these lights will also show some activity once it's fully on. But let's there we go. Look, you have orange light. Spanning tree is doing its thing. Spanning tree protocol, going from, I think it's blocking, listening, learning, forwarding. Once it's forwarding, it will turn green. So now I should be able to go back here, and once that spanning tree is done converging, I should be able to ping that. So ping the 192.168.10.100. There we go. We are connected. I can talk to that computer. All right, so moving forward, we want to set up IPSec VPN. After we set up a PC on the branch office on a local area network. So, in fact, I'm going to use this PC from now on to SSH to the 192.168.10.100. Oh, sorry, 10.1 Cisco, and I want to just verify that I had connection, and I do. All right, so that's good. Exit out of here. And it's taking a moment. It's thinking. Okay, exit's done. I'll minimize this, go back, go to the branch office, click on this, and I want to set up an internal network. So we know we need to turn this on for starters. Give it power. So let's give it some power now. So this is under the physical tab. If you find yourself anywhere on any other page, well, you shouldn't be able to because device is still booting. If there was no power to it, it would say that there is no power and you cannot do anything. But so just if you're on any one of these in the bottom right, what we want is the AC power supply. Drag that into the empty slots that were there. I did it very quickly, so just rewind if you need to see what I did. Okay, so let's connect some devices to this. So copper straight through. So copper straight through from jack 1 to interface. I'll use 3 this time. 3, because I'm thinking about some future plans of things I want to add to this. So 3, and then from the routers G001 interface to the switches G001 interface. Okay, and we should have some lights going on here in a moment now to show that we have connectivity. Either way, let's we need to console into that router and set an internal network. So enable Cisco for the enable password, conft interface G001 IP address. IP address is 192.168.3.1 255.255.255.0. No shut. Give it a description of to LAN 3. Sure. And that save and exit. Go to the floor plan, add a wall mount. So I need a copper wall mount. It goes here. Let me zoom in a bit. I click this to zoom in. Add a PC here. Wire up the wall mount to the patch panel and the main wiring closet. So punch down 1. Click on the rack. And patch panel 3, punch down 1. Okay, and I can create a bend point on these too. So right click, create bend point, and I can make sure this is tucked away like it is in real life, inside of the wall. If you're having trouble moving this, you can zoom in further so that you can have a better hold on this dot. This mystical dot. All right, so copper straight through again. Left click on the desktop. Go to Fast Ethernet 0. Left click on the copper wall mount. Go to jack 1. We're plugging it into the front, not into the punch down, into the front, into the jack. So Jack 1, we have lights. Let's assign an IP to this. We're on a 3 network, so I will go to desktop. So from physical, this is where we were. If your PC is off for whatever reason, which it should be, but let's say you click this button and there's no light, please just click this and turn it on, or else this is what it's going to do. Device must be powered on. Okay, so click here, turn it on. But typically when you first put this device here on the inside of the room in the main floor, it's on. So go to desktop, IP configuration, set a static IP address of 192.168.3.100. Let's stick to the 100s. And 255.255.255.0. And default gateway is 192.168.3.1. That's done. Let's ping the 3.1. Ping 192.168.3.1. Hey, we have a response. We have an internal network. Life is good. All right. So this is looking really good. Now, what do we need? We want to, maybe we're planning, we say, okay, we want to set up a DHCP server over here in this branch office that allows all the other devices on the corporate office to get IP addresses automatically. So either way, we want them to connect as if they're they're directly connected over some encryption that goes over the public internet. That's why we're going to use IPSec VPN. So we're here. Let me just save this. Save your work in case Packet Tracer crashes on you. So let's go. Let's in the corporate office. I guess I don't really need to be going back. I need to just sit in one place. I'm in the corporate office. I'm going to be working from this computer here. So in the corporate office, I'm going to SSH into our corporate office router and enter my credentials because I'm Goku. So there are three things that we need when we're setting up IPSec VPN. We need access control list. We need ISACAMP policy, and inside of the ISACAMP policy, we need authentication. We need to set a peer. We need a group of 5, and that should be that. We need a ISACAMP key. We need a crypto map. We need to set the transform set. And then we need a crypto map. Finally, we need to apply it to the interface. So apply crypto map to our external which interface? Is it the internal or external? Our external interface. I'll have to double check that. But it will have to apply the crypto map to some interface. I think it's the external interface. So let's get into it. I don't quite remember it completely off the top of my head, so we're gonna do a lot of question marking and trying to look at commands sometimes, and I might even get to Googling. We shall see. All right. So first step, access control list. So let me get to that. Conf T, we need an ACL. What does ACL do? ACL permits us, so it's going to be an extended ACL. It's going to permit the 192.168.3 network to come to the 192.168, or no. We want so extended access lists are applied closest to the source. And the source is going to be the 192.168 100 network, a 10 network we want to permit it to go to the 192.168.3 network. So let's say IP access list, extended. And we're going to call this ACL, ACL, just give it a name. I'm just giving it a name. So if I hit question mark, it's gonna say what do you want to call this ACL? Like what word or number? I want to give it a name. So I'll call it ACL 2R3. That's the name. ACL 2R3. Case sensitive, by the way. Remember that. All right. So I hit enter. I'm having a little bit of a lag here whenever I do SSH connections. All right. So now I want to permit permit IP 192.168.100.0. Okay, the whole network 100.0 to go to. Oh, sorry, wildcard 0.0.0. Oh no, my battery's dying. Plug it in. Plug in my laptop. Please excuse me. Okay. 0.0.0.0.0.0.255 to go to the 192.168.3.0, and the whole network is 0.0.0.255. So I'm permitting this to go to the 3 network. Everything else, deny. So there's an implicit deny after your access list. Don't care if you want to go to Google. Not my problem. You're blocked. Okay, that's not what I'm doing here, but it's going to be used as part of the ISACAN. So that's the access list. Check number 1 done. Now, next thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I can set this security ISACAMP security. I need the security feature in the router. So let me double check. So show version will actually be spelling. Show version. Make fun of my spelling. All right, show version. We have security key. Why is this Windows? There we go. We need the security K9 turned on. Security K9 is on, so we can set the ISACAN policy. If you chose an older model router, you might have to turn it on, and to do that, it's a bit of a process, but you would essentially you'd say conft and then you'd say license, I believe, license boot. And I'm going to question mark my way through this because I don't remember level. I don't remember level. License boot level. And security K9. And then you just keep going. So security K9 and question mark. And in this case, I'll be disabling. I don't want to disable it. It's already enabled because I use the ISR 4321 routers. I remember the model number. All right, so what am I doing? I'm going to say ISACAMP, crypto ISACAMP policy. I'll give it a number. All right, we need a number. We can have 1 to 10,000. I will say 10. Press enter. And once I do that, I say authentication. Authentication is pre-share. All right, nothing else after that. Just pre-share. Authentication. Press enter. And then what else did I say we're going to set? We're going to set the group, the Diffie-Hellman group, 5. And then we're going to set the peer, I think. Oh, no. I need to question that. So we have the authentication, encryption. Encryption is going to be AES of 256. That's what we need to set, 256. So we set the authentication, we set encryption, and we set the group. I think that's all we need to do here. Let me exit. And now I'll say crypto. So we set the ISACAM policy, crypto key, and host, no, crypto key, no, crypto ISACAM key. So we get to set a key. We're gonna call this, the key is going to be something special, Star Talk, because I like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I remember it. Key Star Talk, and the address where the peer is. Hit tab, but it's frozen, so I'm waiting. Address is going to be the other side's IP address, the external interface of the R3's IP address. So, if I'm not mistaken, let's just see if I should mark and wait a second, another second. Okay, so peer IP address, so 209.165.200.1. That is the peer IP address. So crypto ISACAM key, Star Talk address, and what follows? Let's see. This is turtle. What's up with the lag? Maybe it's because I have too much going on. Peer subnet mask. I don't think we need this to enter the subnet mask. Once you have this enter, just press enter, and that should take care of that. So I'm going to press enter, and I'm going to wait because we have a lag. Sorry, folks. I wish I could pause. Okay, so that's set, and next is the crypto ISACAM transform set, or no, sorry, crypto trans. Sorry, folks. Crypto IPSec. It is crypto IPSec transform set. And I'll give it a name. It's when it says transform set, what comes after is a word. So I'll say R1, and I'll just kind of put some special characters in there. R1 to R3. That's what I'm going to do. And what comes after is what level of more levels of encryption for the transform set. So I will choose the ESP AES for this section, and I will set it to 256. And question mark. Let's see what comes after that. And I think that's the ESP SHA HMAC. Yep, so ESP SHA H, and that should ask me for a number between, I think, 1 and or 84,000 and some. Oh no, this is not it. This is it. This is it for this. All right, so transform set is done on this end. We're making progress. It's just a little slow. I kind of want to go and do this from the terminal because it was much quicker, but I'll keep doing it this way. What is this, Cat 5e? All right, for the cabling internally, Okay, so that's done. So I've set the crypto policy, the crypto key of StarTalk, the transform set, and now I need to set the crypto map. So crypto map, or is it crypto map? There we go. Ask me for a name. I'll call this IPSec map. That is a name. And I will say ISOCamp. Do I need to say ISOCamp? No. IPsec map, and then 10. So 10 is the sequence to insert, and then IPsec ISOCamp. So IPsec with ISOCamp, and that should take care of that. Nothing else after this. Let me verify. Yes, so we're going to leave dynamic alone. And it says this new crypto map will remain disabled until a peer and a valid access list has been configured. So we're going to set a peer. A peer is going to have the peer's IP address, so 209.165.200.1. That should be it. Let's enter. Next thing we're going to set set the group, set the PFS. And the PFS is going to have group 5. And that should be that. And we're also going to set a transform set. Our transform set is the R1 that we said, somewhere up there. Should I even bother scrolling? Will it slow down? Where did I? R1, so up here. Yeah, R1 to R3, exactly the way that is. So R1 dash caret R3. And do we need to do anything with that? And I think that's it for proposal tag. I think that's it. R1 transform set is R1 to R3. Press enter. Okay, and so we have a peer set, we have a transform set, and match address. This is the access list, the ACL that I set. What did I call it? ACL. Let me go back. I called it. Keep going, keep going. Let's keep going. ACL 2 R3. In fact, let me just copy and paste so I don't have any typos because that makes a difference. 2 R3. And that should be that. Let me double check. That's right. I set the match. I set the transform set. I set the peer. I set the PFS. And security association. Let me verify this. I don't know if I need to do that. Oh, yes, I do. Lifetime. This is the last thing. And seconds. And I will set it to the max security association duration in seconds, which is 86400. All right, so now I can use this crypto map on our interface question now. Is it the internal interface or the external interface? All right, so I'm going to use it on our, where's the crypto map name? Crypto map. IPSec map. There we go. Guess I'll have to trial and error here. All right, so I will apply it on the internal interface and then go from there. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I'll try it. Do show IP. All right, so our internal interface is the G001. So interface G001. And copy interface G001. And we'll say crypto IP. No. Crypto map. And the name of the crypto map. And press enter. All right. ISACamp is on. Would you look at that? We're doing something. All right, so let me end this, save the config, and now we have to go to the other side of our. One more thing. I want to set a gateway of last resort. So IP route 0.0.0.0.0.0.0. Gateway of last resort is going to be our 209.165.100.2. Wait for it. All right. Show IP route. Gateway of last resort 209.165.100.2. Excellent. Let's save this. All right, folks, if you haven't already, smash that like button. Please smash that like button. We really appreciate all your support, and subscribe for any upcoming videos. Thank you. Moving on to our branch office side. So we're going to go to, you know what? Why did I do that? Let's once again, we don't need to travel all the way. We can SSH into that thing. We are going to use technology. That's the whole point. So let me exit out of here. Just exit. And now I can sit in the corporate office and I remotely configure the other the R3 router. So it is 209.165.200.1. Come on, get me over there, BGP. You can do it. Waiting. Oh no, remote host not responding. 209. Can I ping the 209? 209.165.200.2. Can I ping the 2 at least? Request timed out. Request timed out. On my routing table, I have the 200 network in here. So why am I not able to get there? That's very bizarre. So let me see if I can get to the 100.2. You know, I guess we're gonna have to drive. We're gonna hop in the car and we're gonna drive to the branch office because we should have configured those routers before we deployed them. So let's just go figure out what's going on. So hop in your car and drive down the street Down this street and go all the way over here and park. Branch office. Ooh, I just moved the building. Got powers. All right. Let's see. Command prompt SSH SSH L Goku 92.168.3.1. Here we go. Cisco. Enable Cisco. Enable. Oh, I didn't say enable password. That's odd. Oh, that was what? No enable password. I didn't say enable password. Oh snap. Oh well. All right. We can do that. That's no thing. Enable secret. Enable secret 0. Alright, so now what do we need? We need to set an ACL. So IP access list extended ACL 2R1 and enter. Okay, permit the 192.168.3.0 0.0.0.255 to 192.168 dot 10 dot 10 dot oh gosh 10 dot 10 dot 0 0.0.0.255 and that's permit IP. Don't get our facts straight, we don't get results. I want results. All right, so now exit. And what do we need to do? We can verify do show version that we have the security K9 on this switch of this router as well. And looks like we do. Security K9 is a technology package next reboot. It's there. So if we say crypto, this will crypto ISACamp policy 10 our authentication, and we're going to use much of the same stuff. Authentication is what do we use? Pre-share, and that's it. Authentication is pre-share. Group is 5. What else? Encryption. ES 256, and so authentication, encryption, group. Believe that's it. Let me check. Oh, yeah, we don't need to do the hash. We can, but we're not going to. We need to set the crypto key. No, crypto ISACamp key. Was it star talk? And the address is 209.165.100.1. And I believe that's it. No subnet mask. So that is that. Let me press enter. We've been going for a while. Thank you for sticking with it. Do not give up. We will get to the end of this, and you're going to feel very proud that you were able to get this working and you can say, you've done this before. Crypto key, we can say crypto IPSec transform set. This is going to be from R3 now to arrow R1, and we want to use the the ESP ES encryption of 256, and then the ESP SHA HMAC. Verify and make sure there's nothing else I need to add. I believe this is it. So this will do the HMAC MD. Yep, that's it. So press enter once you get that in. All right, so now we need crypto map, IPSec map. I believe that is what I called it. I can double check, but I'm pretty sure I called it IPSec map of 10, and then IPSec ISACamp. I believe is, yep. Press enter. All right, so this new crypto map will remain disabled until a peer and a valid access list have been configured. So let's set a peer. Peer is going to be 209.168.100.1. And that should be it for the peer. We're going to set a transform set of R3 now to R1 is what we labeled it. And I believe that is it for the transform set. We are going to set a PFS 5. We're going to set a security association lifetime 8400, I believe. Let's see. Available max in seconds. We're getting there. Okay, so mark. I'm using question marks to this because I do not remember all this. I remember generally most of it off the top of my head, but I need to make sure I'm typing things correctly. So 86400. Like I said, this lab is based on Dan Abelgetty's IPSec VPN. I've done it enough times where I'm somewhat trying to do this from memory, and so that's the goal, is to just repeat and repeat and repeat until it becomes habitual, and you can, even if you don't know it completely from memory, you can use the question mark feature and kind of work your way through it. So here we want the match address and address. And it's going to be ACL to R1. That's what I called it. Let me verify. ACL to R1, yes. And press enter. All right, so I have the transform set. I have, what else? I did the match. I did set the peer, the PFS, Security Association, transform set. I think we're all set here. And now we just need to go to interface G. Do show IP interface. And so interface G001. It's internal. If it's not internal, it's external. But crypto map IPSec map. All right, on. And so exit IP route 0.0.0.0.0.0.0. This is my gateway of last resort. 102.165.200.200.200.2 is the gateway. This and should be good. Alright, so now I want to say show IP show IP what is it called? Protocol? IP protocol. Oh. Show IP inspect. Show crypto. Okay, maybe it's crypto. Show crypto. Why? Ooh, there we go. Show crypto IPSec. That's A. Okay. Press enter. See what we see. Make sure our IPSec is it doesn't look like it's active yet. Alright, but it says local crypto endpoint 192. Remote is that. Alright, crypto map, IPSec map. Let me go make sure I set the same thing on the other side. Let's go here. And let's try to ping. Technically, I should be able to ping the 192.168.3.1. Technically. Hopefully. All's good. It should work. Now, maybe I set it on the wrong interface. So I'll have to double check that. Given that this video is getting really long, I'm going to pause it and make a part 3.